The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
Perfect.
This time on Nude Clan, well, we didn't finish Sekiro, but, I mean, well, yeah, it's fine. We'll do it next time.
Shall we play a game?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast where suddenly it's okay to eat food while you're fucking recording.
It is.
Smack your fat lip. You got it. Why? Man, it's got to be the fat guy too. So anyway, sorry, Craig. You're not the fat guy. We're both fat. It's just one of us is. Well, I mean, one of us is more.
You don't have to bring up your insecurity, Schwartz.
I'm sorry. There's no one else I could turn to. So today we were planning on beating Sekiro.
Yeah.
We all knew it was going to get pushed back.
I think, yeah. People knew.
I wish it wasn't.
Me neither.
Because there are implications with other titles that we all want to play together.
Yeah.
They can't be touched until Sekiro is done.
Correct.
But not finished yet, so we're just gonna, talk about whatever, I guess, this episode. I don't think Cameron really...
Yeah.
The rule has always been if you don't finish the game that's due, you plan it.
But
the hard part about that is you are trying to beat the game, and you tell yourself, I can beat this, and it's not
I'm
true.
pretty sure I knew I wasn't going to be able to beat it by, Wednesday.
Yeah, is that because you didn't play after Wednesday, or is that because you fucking just knew?
I just knew that
you didn't play yesterday, did you?
No.
You fuck.
Nor Friday evening.
Ooh! Fucking what?
Just had other stuff I was doing.
God. Cameron.
Had someone over Friday night.
You gotta put
and was out at a party Saturday.
You have to put the...
I can't keep pushing off the other parts of my life for video games forever.
But you don't, though. You just... You can't cram it.
Too
you
much.
have to do it slowly over time. The reason why you do that is because you don't do it periodically. We have almost 2 months to beat these games.
The only reason I went to the party yesterday is because there were several times I did just say no to my friend saying I can't. So many times that I was he's like, this time, hey man, too many times you've just not come to my stuff I invite you to. You got to come this time. I'm like, all right, I can't say no to that. And so I went because I knew I wasn't going to beat the game anyway. So.
But I think the reason why you don't beat the game is because you don't play it until the last minute. So if you...
I put some time into Sekiro, but...
If you periodically play them over the 2 months that we get, then you don't have to worry about canceling those plans with friends because you've already been playing it and it's not a big deal. You're not 30 hours and, behind with 2 weeks left. You're 30 hours behind with 5 weeks left, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what I would propose to you is just... Don't wait to the last minute because waiting to the last minute destroys everything about your life. And I totally know what you're talking about because, I'll have 2 days off and I'll spend maybe 2 hours with Alex and I'll spend 25 hours with World of Final Fantasy and I want to kill myself and it's terrible. It's not good.
Is that living life though? Is that you getting more fulfillment or enjoyment out of life by spending that much time playing a fucking video game?
I don't know. I don't fucking know, man, because I'm mad either way. So, it doesn't... I'm pissy and, irritable no matter what happens. So I
just
mean,
gotta put you down for a nap. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, you kind of do. You kind of do, yeah.
Should we burpee first?
Yeah, you probably should. Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. You don't want me ripping them into my sleep. That's bad.
Yeah, that's very bad.
Yeah. There's one hole you'd rather it come out of, and it's the one in my face.
I mean, have you ever gotten so?
I don't know about that sometimes.
I mean, there's just weeks where, like for that week, I just do not want to play video games.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't. Because I fucking don't want to play a fucking video game.
Usually it's days for me, where it's not weeks. But there have been times where I've gone 3-4 days in a row without playing something, and it feels fine. And that's why, you can tell when you're addicted and when you're not. That's kind of one of the things is can you put it down? And I would say yes. There are other things.
Last week was one of those weeks where I didn't want to play a fucking video game. I was sitting in my house alone, depressed, and so I just wanted to go hang out with friends, do something that was uplifting instead of grinding out Sekiro. I know it's not what I should have been doing to beat it on time, but...
Did you go drinking?
Last night I did drink a little bit, but I didn't, stay out all night drinking, no.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to counter that with that, but I guess I can't. I was going to parry your claims.
I'm going to break a stance.
No, I mean, I did drink. Yeah. I did drink, but it was just as part of the party and stuff like that.
It was a social thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that to me means a very hardcore downward spiral into shit-faced and throwing up.
No, I don't get,
not
incredibly shit-faced and throw
you
up.
are.
I've only thrown up after drinking one time, and that was when I got incredibly shit-faced faster than I should have.
Yeah.
What were you drinking?
Everything that night. Because I apparently have a great tolerance to alcohol, and so this one friend of mine, she wanted to test the limits of said tolerance, and I found out what it was.
So they just put everything in front of you?
And he kept encouraging me to drink more and more. So I had probably, in the space of 4 hours, 21 shots. 21
yeah,
drinks.
that's my Sambuca bottle. That's a lot, dude.
I had alcohol poisoning for sure.
You're poisoned, yeah. And I mean, people blow alcohol poisoning out of proportion. It's you can get it pretty easily.
It was my stomach going, oh, we fucked up. And I proceeded to burn a dead patch of grass in her yard from emptying out all my insides.
Yeah, and it's weird because, I don't know. And I mean, I guess that's your body does purge poison. Mm. But alcohol poisoning, it's you get it and it's it's not that big of a deal. It is, but it's not. It's pretty easy to get it, honestly. Mm. You do, and the speed in which you drink is a big factor.
It's a huge factor.
That will fuck you up. And that's why if you want to get...
I mean, so I drank 21 shots in those 4 hours and I got fucked up. But the same thing happened when I drank... I think it was 8 shots, and I drank that in 45 minutes. I was gone.
You're fucked.
Yeah. And it's the speed is all it's key.
I mean, even downing 2 or 3 beers in a minute and a half, you'll have a buzz.
I mean, not Utah beer, but yeah.
Yeah. Now you can. That's the national average now, because of the way they measure the alcohol.
Yeah.
I haven't tried any of the new beer. I did drink a little the other day, but it was Red Rock from the liquor store, and so it was already higher.
I keep forgetting to bring some of the Delirium beer that I bought so you could try it. It's 8.4%.
Wow.
That's pretty high.
It's tasty, too.
The only thing, I was going to say Outer Darkness is higher, but it is not tasty.
Yeah.
What kind is it?
Oh, it's a Belgian pale, or not pale ale. It's a Belgian white something. I could probably
Nice. I like Belgian whites.
Do you?
Yep. Yeah, they're kind of the ultimate in beer. But
it's a Belgian.
I like my beer like I like my people, not just Aryan. Belgian whites.
It is a Belgian strong pale ale. It's a pale ale, so.
Oh man, just fucking determined to get banned.
God.
I really do like Belgian whites, though. They are tasty. I'm being serious. I know what you mean, though, and it's about regulating your everything. So, and it sucks because when you're doing it, when you're putting it off, and you're putting it off, but you don't. You just keep doing it, though, because it's no, I want to do this, and I need to do something for me. And then it's suddenly now you have a week left to do something that's huge, and it's no, you and sometimes you'll do it and you'll ruin your week, like you said. And like if you keep doing that, then it's going to be many weeks out of the month.
Yeah.
Or like 1 or 2 weeks out of each month that you do that, in which you seclude. You kind of like become a reclusive person, and no one sees you, and you just play your game, and then you do whatever.
And I keep hating, saying no to things or doing things because I have to play a video game. But yeah, this past week I didn't even like waste time playing another video game. It was just I didn't play any games.
Yeah.
And I know it sucks, and I should change it more so I don't get burned out playing video games. It's every so often, but
It's especially brutal because you got to get Uncharted 2 done too.
yeah.
That one's like a 12-hour game.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
What does that one do?
Next
2 weeks
technically.
after 2 weeks after Sekiro.
Okay.
It was going to be like the mid game that we just decided to play. So it's just 2 weeks after whenever you finish Sekiro.
Okay.
You gonna play that twice?
Yeah, I said I would play it with you guys. I would need Cameron to finish it in like a week's time, or find some way to play it, because I don't want to buy it necessarily. I want to use the copy we're gifted. But I don't know. We can work that out. Maybe he'll bring it over before, and I'll beat it first because I can pound it out. Yeah, but it's tough to balance everything, and I mean it's a lot, especially now that we only have 3 of us, and we're trying to keep the game reviews up to the 4-man par.
Yeah.
That's kind of tough with just 3 people. But I mean, the whole show is about reviewing games and playing these games.
And I mean, I do want to do more game reviews.
Yeah, and you're one of the big proponents of more game reviews, and it's like, well, you got to fucking play the games if we're going to do more game reviews. And it's tough because you want to do that, but you just also want to do all these other things with your life that we only have a finite amount of time to live.
I'm trying to get it to where I can also finish school at some point, because, you can't rely on just one good job forever, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, and you got a trade that you've been working on, so you can go finish that, and I mean, that'll take time.
Not trade, but degree, yeah.
It's kind of a trade. It's one of those ones that's like, it's not super bullshit like a lot of them.
Computer programming, computer
Yeah.
science.
Yeah, it's. I would say that's more of a trade than it is than most degrees at a university are.
Okay.
Just the what you get from it.
Mhm.
But you're partway through that, and so that's a good thing
Yeah.
to consider and take care of if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's fucking boring, but it's
I've
not for
put so
everybody.
much time and effort into it, so.
Yeah, and you still like it.
Yeah.
So it's worth your time. Like with the one I was going, I put a lot of time into it, and I don't really like it that much. So stopping was a good thing, but for you, it's not. But yeah, so no Sekiro review. Sorry, I finished it, but I basically just forced myself to do it, and I don't really get very much sleep and shit, and like I get woken up by my son, and then like I put him back to sleep, and I can play. And I do that, and then like during the day I'll play and then watch him and hang out with him, and like just intermittently. And it's easier with certain games. Like I've been playing a lot of Conan Exiles, obviously. And with that game, it's really easy because there's a lot of like passive crafting and like waiting for stuff to finish up, and so I can like put it down and wait. Obviously, if it's like a boss fight, I'm like, sorry, kid, you're gonna have to wait a minute here. I'm not gonna fucking die to this fucking game, But it's easier to do certain things like that for me, and so I feel like I have more happening, but I also have time at home where I can't not be at home, so I have the time to be able to play. And so it's an interesting dynamic where I am busier than you are, but I also have time that I can do those other things, And so it's like, yeah, I work more, and I have to take care of a kid, and I don't get a whole lot of sleep, but I have a big chunk of time during the day where I can passively play, a decent amount, because it's pretty easy to take care of the kid. I mean, I just fucking. He's got his little.
For now,
he's got his
until
little
he
spinner.
becomes a toddler.
He's got his little spinner toy that like has a little song, and he learns his letters, even though he's not learning jack shit. He's just spinning it, and it's talking to him, so he loves it. And then he plays with that for like ever, and then I feed him, and then I change his fucking diaper, and then that's it. And so like I have some time in there,
Right.
in between all the duties to to fuck around, and you don't have that because you're at work, you know. So it's a tough thing to balance, you know, and it's not always easy, and it's hard for it's not always easy for us to put ourselves into that position because Craig will just grandstand and say he's not going to play the game, period. So Craig gets off.
True.
Craig gets off scot-free with it, but I don't know.
And then Joe's the one who quit the show, and then to go chase his stuff, but he still had another podcast he was working on at the same time. So
yeah, another 2. Yeah, and that's kind of a similar reason why he quit because it was just too much, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And also to go live in California with the industry, which I guess has helped him to some degree. I don't know how much.
Well, it has helped him to some degree, but it also helped him, as far as living and growing and experiencing.
Yeah.
I think it helped him a lot more.
Yeah, living in one place for your whole life is not good for you. You become part of a bubble, and you can't fathom the way people live elsewhere, and it's actually pretty easy to fathom that when you go visit those places and you stay there for a long time. Like when I lived in Florida, I wouldn't expect the same rules that Florida had in Utah because they're very different places. They're extremely different, and you don't really notice that until you actually experience both of those places. So when you live in one place your whole life, you have no business telling people from another place how they should act.
Well, I mean, that opens up a philosophical question of like, or is it different because the rules are different, or is it different because the people there are different?
I'd say it's different because the people are different. Here it's a very homogenous culture, and there it's very
But they're different
much
now because certain things are different now.
Well, yeah, they're different now than when they were before, but they're still very different from here as well. Like we're a very bizarre phenomenon here in Utah, to be honest. Like almost 70% of the population is Mormon. Most of us are white people. Like it's pretty fucking like bizarre as far as like places go. And if it's all it's weird when you leave, but it's good to leave because you get out of that. You like leave the home, you go on your little adventure, and it might work out, it might not, and all of that. But I think that was a big part of it too. So you're right. But the gaming, just too much gaming, and like it suppressing your other interests and your other things can have a negative effect. And it sucks because I really like podcasting.
Yeah.
But we have to have a fucking subject, and that means we have to put 50 hours into a fucking game. And it's like, I don't always want to do that. Sometimes I'd rather just talk.
I like the discussion part of it most.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's tough because, like, I don't know, it's easier with with some shows because it's like...
It always feels like my interest in video game kind of butts against the interests of our listeners, too. I'm just not as much of part of the same world of gaming as they are.
So you get forced to play a bunch of stuff you don't want to play?
Persona. Persona 5, great game. Objectively, it is a great game, but not one that I would have played.
Yeah.
It's a pretty great game.
And I'm not just like, I'm just, into shooters and like the tasteless games. Like, dude, I fucking love RPGs. I just want to play more games that, that really get me going. And then not saying that Sekiro isn't doing that.
Are like
but
yeah, because Sekiro is a great game, and we all acknowledge that. Spoilers, but you just get burned out after a while, I guess.
Like, there's certain games that I played that, that it just like the drive and the burn to keep playing it was there for the show. But also, like, I had a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah. And it's tough because...
you didn't experience the real fuck-off ones.
Yeah.
So you had that.
It's also tough because, like, the way in which we play and review these games, we kind of don't really master each game. And there's, like, a drive in games that you really love to do that. Like, I wish I could play, Sekiro, like, 4 or 5 times in a row and, like, spend months on end on it.
Yeah, and in some ways the hog also makes
content.
that worse, too, because, like, you want to be part of that competition. But
sometimes,
then at the same
like,
time,
the rate you guys are
you play a game and then
beating
you're like,
games, it's like you're not beating the game to experience the game, you're beating it for hog.
Yeah, you're just beating it to beating it, which defeats
and that's
the
kind of
purpose.
probably why I kind of abstain from the hog in general, because that's not what I'm about.
I mean, yeah, the hog competition is cool, but kind of the reason that we made it was to be like, hey, play more games, play games outside of your normal wheelhouse to like,
and you might find
experience-
something that
yeah,
you enjoy.
like you experience something that you normally probably wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Which like is another great thing for the show is that we've kind of discovered some games that we probably wouldn't normally have played, but enjoyed the experience of. You know, like Schwartz and I played like Hellblade, which is way different in some ways than other games that we've played, and you know, you played Persona and experienced something that you normally wouldn't have, and we all played like.
And I'm not saying
Witcher,
that I don't
which
want to
was
play
insane.
games that I wouldn't have normally played. Like I still want that, but
Yeah. I think people take it way too seriously, and like, I mean, I still log all my stuff except for the podcasts. I've been like way behind on logging those, but I still log all my stuff, and I like the competition, and I think it's fun. But I treat it like it's all fun and games, like, and that's where I think a lot of people go kind of crazy with it. Is they, you know, it becomes this huge thing where it's like, oh, you know, we both have 200 plus games for the year.
Yeah, just playing the shortest games possible just to have that number count.
Yeah, and it's like I don't see the joy in that personally.
Yeah, I mean that's another reason why there's that rule where you can only like log this same game one time. Is because it's like you play that game and you move on. That's we wanted you to, you know, go out and experience other things.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's just. I mean, there's other, like mostly YouTubers who can like really play one game and get a lot of viewers and content from it, but then even that gets stagnant after a while.
yeah, exactly.
And then our format is great, but it doesn't let us really sit with
Explore
the game.
one game, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot to be explored in these things.
It's harder because we're, you know, using a format that does not. It's not as stimulating. You're not visually stimulating our audience. They're just sitting there listening to it, and if your subject matter is the same every week, you know, that gets kind of boring because you don't have like that other half of drawing someone in and doing something new. So our content changing very quickly all the time is, you know, kind of necessary, I feel. So
Yeah. I mean, if we didn't have our jobs and things that we did, then maybe we could explore the games more, considering how much time we have to play each one. But we just don't have that time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that's why Sekiro's not done, I guess. You know, big, deep dive into that. Same reason for Cuphead, except for you guys are fucks.
Yeah, we could play Cuphead together now, so there's really no excuse besides me wanting to spend time with Sekiro, but then not doing it.
Yeah. Also, Cuphead is definitely harder than Sekiro, I would say. For
I'd
me.
believe it. Because with you know, with these boss fights, you're still only focusing on one enemy usually at a time.
Yeah, generally.
With Cuphead, there's like 4 or 5 different things you need to keep track of all at one time, and I struggle with that.
I would say that Sekiro is a skill-based difficulty, whereas Cuphead is a fuckface RNG difficulty.
Yeah, and you don't have the RNG nearly as much in Sekiro, so I think it's easier. It might not be easier to master, but it's masterable. And Cuphead is just a dick.
Well, I mean, except for like the grabs that there are in Sekiro, every even unblockable attack has a way to parry it. You know, like the lower slash unblockable attack, you just jump on their head. If they do the stabby move, then you do the Mikri counter. You know, you have a way to beat every single thing, but with Cuphead, it's either you dodge it or you're fucked.
Yeah. And I mean, there are times where you just get pummeled in Sekiro, but that's because your timing's off or you're just misreading it, mostly.
Yeah.
Because, there's RNG in there, but it's not the same RNG. It's not, there's no cloud to jump to.
It's mostly the RNG of, like, what move they're going to do, but then at the same time, you can either just parry it or guard it or dodge away. You know,
and
you have multiple options to take down each thing.
Yeah.
Or in Cuphead, you don't have that.
Yeah. So, take that. Anyway, so I guess we're just going to fucking hang out for a while on the show. Like, fuck it. Why not?
The chill cast?
Yeah.
Is there, like, any other topic, though, that we could discuss?
I don't know. I mean, something could come along. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We haven't even talked about what we've been playing this week.
Well, for you, here, let me guess. All right, for Schweiss, Conan Exiles, All right. I'm going to guess that's the only thing he's played. He's looked at his copy of Death Stranding, but he has not played it.
Have I opened it?
To check to see if there's anything inside the case, like other than the disc.
Okay.
But nothing else. And then Cam has played Sekiro, but not every day. And probably for a total of like 5 hours and 40 minutes.
Pretty close, but yeah.
A total or like this week?
Total for the week.
For the week.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then for me,
5 hours.
I'm going to guess what I did. And I played The Outer Worlds. And that's it.
Okay.
How close was I?
I put Death Stranding in and installed it.
Damn it.
Everything else is perfect. I did check to see if there was anything else in there, though. I was like, what came with the special edition?
I know there was like some, there's like gold armor stuff,
yeah.
DLCs, and then like free avatars for your PlayStation account, I think is what it came with.
Yeah.
For the Steelbook that we got. Damn it, I didn't think you'd actually install it.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to wait for that.
Yeah, no, I did. And I guess according to PlayStation, I played Minecraft, but that was Jace. And now I've locked my account. It has a password on it.
Yeah,
so
I
no
saw
one
you
can
on
corrupt
there
me.
for like 8 hours yesterday while you were at work, and I was like, what the fuck? He's at work right now. He can't possibly be on.
Yeah, I mean, you keep saying that Minecraft is a superior game. Or the original Conan / building survival game.
It is kind of...
I don't know if it's the original. But
Yeah,
it's like the one that exploded first.
It's a little different, too. I mean, it's... I don't know. I feel like it's less survival-based.
No, it's pretty survival-based.
Do you get hungry and take damage? Oh, okay, then I guess it is.
Yeah, you get hungry, and I think you can get sick, but I don't know. I only played it for like a couple hours.
Yeah. So it is the big one.
It is pretty fun, but I don't know. It's changed a lot, I guess, over the years from like its original stuff. So I don't even know what the original game was.
Yeah. Yeah, I played a ton of Conan Exiles. I mean, I think right now I'm level 43 in the game. And we killed the queen.
The Witch Queen?
The Witch Queen yesterday.
I killed her on accident one time. I was just, searching in that area looking for stuff. I was actually looking for gold resources and stuff like that, and then I just came across this nice little, area. I'm like, oh, I wonder what's down in here. And I just ended up falling all the way down until I got into a big old fight with that Witch Queen, and I didn't even know who it was until after I had won.
Yeah, that's a pretty unique fight, honestly.
Oh, you guys you did that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck.
Cam and I did that before.
You guys played it way more than me, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Fuck. Damn it. All right. Well...
Like, we tried to, get a whole group of people together, and we did certain bosses and stuff like that with them. Man, I can't even count how many times we did that first abomination. Everyone's like, hey, so-and-so needs to do it. Who wants to join? And
we
I'm
ran
like, fuck,
through that
let me grab my poison arrows. Like,
I killed the dude in the volcano. Let's see, who else did I kill? There's like the frost giant guy. I think that's it. Other than like spawning the last two bosses.
Even
to get the plat.
Did the one boss who, after you kill him, you can find the recipe for the Legionnaire armor. That was not an easy boss fight.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
But I know exactly where he is too. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna beat it this time. I think I'm actually gonna finish it. I've been putting a lot of time into it. Like a crazy amount of time. I've got like so much steel. We got new iron camp. It's like melting all that steel down. Got the iron down, and then the steel is over there just converting like fucking crazy.
You got to make it up to the north, man.
There's just so much you need to stockpile and do in this game. It's almost like everyone needs their own jobs and do only that one job to make it productive.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
Like your job is to process steel and then to convert a good chunk of said steel into hardened steel, and that's all you do.
Yeah.
Your job is to collect brimstone, and that's all you do.
Yeah. It's worked out pretty well this time around, though, because we know the game now and the ins and outs and how to power level, and we have like a box of leveling where you could just go and like consume everything that's in there, and you get like 20 levels in like the first day. Like we leveled Kent up to like 25 on day 1, you know, and he only played for like 3 hours. So like we're getting there, and that'll help. Hopefully more of you guys, more of you listeners will join us in this game, because the grind is being substantially reduced by the amount of work that we're putting in, and also the amount of knowledge we have about the game and like what to do to get levels. So we're pounding the game. We, as in, you know, it's not really us, it's just me and some of the listeners. Craig jumped on once.
Yeah, for like an hour.
Yeah, so that was cool. But, you know, it's getting a lot easier. And, you know, I think it's a fun game. I think it's fun to fuck around. You can team up with players, you know. Eventually I want to do PvP and stuff like that with it.
Yeah.
But for now, I
think I'd have more draw to it as soon as PvP was open.
Yeah.
Because that's like one of the things I haven't experienced yet.
Yeah. I still haven't finished the game. You guys haven't either, technically, but you guys got a lot closer to it, so you're probably a little more like ready to move on than I am. But yeah, I played a ton of that this week, like crazy fucking amounts, like just not right. Loving it. There's a couple spots I want to build bases in. And I found a couple of the obelisks to attune.
Did you go into the ruined city or whatever? The abandoned city?
Yeah, I checked it out a little bit.
That's where you learn how to make map rooms.
Oh, you haven't actually been to the library yet?
Mm-mm.
Huh. There's like a lot of stuff in there that you don't know about yet.
I need to go check out Unnamed City.
Yep.
I'm
go in there.
I'm getting a lot stronger.
Run away from everything.
I'm getting a lot stronger too. So like the games are getting easier and easier, and like we're making crazy weapons and stuff. Like it's been pretty sweet the last few days.
Oh, I killed the undead dragon too. He was surprisingly easy.
Was I a part of that fight? Because that's down in the pit.
Yeah, I think you were.
Okay.
And you guys didn't cheese it?
No.
Really?
I mean,
we had like
Craig had a whole bunch of.
I spawned some weapons, but I went and I did like the medium tier ones. I did like hardened steel, which is what you can find up in the north, just from like killing the Nords up there.
My main strat has always just been
making it.
Be the religion of Set and make a whole bunch of poison arrows, which helps a lot.
Well, we need you then, Cameron, because we only have one Set guy, and it's Kent, and he might never play it again. And the hearts expire, so we can't throw a bunch of hearts in there and wait for him to log on.
Yeah. I mean, you're not allowed to convert it when you throw hearts in there?
I don't have the religion of Set. No, thank you for the, I assume, follow. Yeah, no, I don't have that religion, so no, I can't.
Yeah. It's so easy to cheese bosses when you have that.
Oh, it's sick, dude. It's so fucking ridiculous. And the arrows do nothing, like, damage-wise, but that poison tick is so
poison
huge.
tick.
If you stack them up to like 20, then it's just
disgusting. And so that was my whole strategy is get a full stack of poison, then go in and get a full stack of bleed, and then keep going back and forth, poison, bleed, and then you just take their health down way fast.
Yeah, I'm going to start using the poignards and the daggers and stuff to hit the bleed.
And then there's certain ways you need to level up your character to where you do more damage against characters who have a status effect and stuff like that.
Yep,
and
I have that for the attack, and it's huge. Now I'm going to actually go... I think I'm going to try to see if I can max out accuracy.
Yeah.
Because that last one, dude, 50% increase on headshots. That's
Schweiss, I would appreciate if you wouldn't aim those directly at me.
I just ripped some serious ass in here. But let's let you guys recover here. But no, I totally agree, and I want to start messing around with the bleeds and stuff like that. Just because, just increasing that damage. I think we can kind of Oh, no, that's what I want to do. I want to get that last accuracy stat because it's 50% increased damage on headshots. And that's pretty intense. That's a lot of extra damage. And I don't know. I'm still really fucking loving the game. The grind is getting to me a little bit, but you know, I still love it, and I just it's just annoying because there's so many things that you need to do, and we only really have a couple people that are really into it right now and playing it a lot. So it's like it's kind of tough to get everything managed.
Well, that's when you have a lot of people, that helps for building the resources for when more people will join. But then, you know, you just got to get there, and you got to get to the later bases or the later areas for the better stuff, like up in the north for the star metal to make the best weapons, and then once you get the max level, then you can open those chests to get the unique weapons.
Yeah. So I'm excited for you guys to get back into it.
Yeah,
for real, because we'll get you up to level real fast, and we can start taking on some of those bosses.
Oh, man. I want to find that fucking sword again.
I don't know.
There's a katana that you can get.
I really wish
ignores all armor.
Trading was a part of the game.
I need it again.
Just start my economy going.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess we could. Yeah, it doesn't really work. I mean, as a team, we kind of do that. Mm-hmm. If we have like tasks and things that we're trying to focus on obtaining, then it's sort of a barter set of kind of system. But I mean, like you said, there's people that just loot your shit, and you just rage. And you're just fucked.
Right in front of me too. I mean, he later, sort of apologized on Twitter.
It still hurts though, right?
But then why steal the fucking statue along with that? Like, why take a statue?
Maybe they didn't mean to.
Cameron's like, I don't buy it.
Actually, no, you do have to. If you hold the button down, it does give you the choice to like dismantle or
community
take back.
Pyramid. You know how many hours it took to build that fucking pyramid?
That was Cam-Cam's house.
Yeah, that was his house first, and then it was the community pyramid. I think you guys will like what we did with Iron Camp this time, though. Because we just built like a little ladder up. I built like a fucking...
Is it on the same island?
It's in the same area, yeah.
Okay.
Just in the middle of the desert.
Is it just like a wall of furnaces?
No, there are 3 now, though. And I've got 2 of them doing steel.
If I join, I may come by from
iron.
time to time to borrow some items. And then just go build my... Because I have a whole plan, man. You're never going to find my one base. It's never going to happen.
You got to put it in the same spot.
No, I'm not going to... So my bases...
Because that spot was fucking bullshit.
Plural. So that might be a castle that I build. It might go right there.
You don't even occupy it, so we storm it, and he's not there.
But I will
you
never...
can't storm it. You can't. There's literally no way.
Well, if we don't turn up gains, I mean, it's going to take him like fucking years to build this.
All he has to do is put up a wall. It won't take him that long.
So there's actually like boots of climbing and stuff like that. Will make a whole bunch of what I did moot. So
not really.
The only bases that are really as unrateable as possible is like pillar bases and stuff like that.
Pillars to the sky.
Yeah.
With no windows, no ways in. Yeah.
And no, you have to start building it on top of an actual, pillar, like a sandstone pillar or a spire. Like that's a natural formation.
Oh, yeah.
And you build it on top of that. So it doesn't give them a way to plant bombs at the base, and it doesn't give them a way to. It's outside of the bomb arrow range too. And so there's only like a few ways to actually legitimately raid those, and I already kind of know what I'd do in defense against that.
Yeah, decoy castle. It's how cunty would that be? Cameron's just like...
No, but I won't have like a one seat of power. I won't have all my loot in one place.
Yeah, I love putting up new bases. Like every time I find a really nice area, I'm
I have some really fuck off locations that I've built before that you guys will never find. And if you do, it'd be so easy to make it not worth your time.
Yeah.
And if I lost it, then I wouldn't have lost everything.
Yeah. There's so many great things about it. The only thing I wish the game would do is spawn you in a random location. I kind of wish it would do that, because then you could have you'd start a new game,
I already
and then you
really know the map inside and out. Like, I've been everywhere.
Yeah, if there wasn't a story to it, then they could easily have done that.
And so you just spawn me on the beach. I will.
They'd also have to take away the level cap.
I don't need the leveling chest to get up to level 25. Like, I'm not concerned about getting up to level 60 anymore. It's just do it as I'm doing other stuff.
Yeah, well, you remember enough of the journey quests and locations to find and all that to pound.
So
out.
if you turn this into PvP, I can just be the dude off in the wilderness who comes out every now and then to claim some blood and then leave before you guys know what happened. I could be your antagonist.
Sounds like you need to get the game going, man. I bought all the DLCs too. I'm ready. It'd be so much fun to be online at the same time you guys are, and then just try to figure out what you guys are up to, and then just find out ways to hamper your progress in any way. Yeah, that sounds great.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
That's why I want to beat the game and then go PvP.
I don't care about that. I just care about fucking your guys' day up.
Yeah, I mean, we could turn it to PvP.
To be everything that is bad about the Exiled Lands.
We could turn it to a PvP server.
And then you guys get pissed off at me, and then you come to try to crush me, but you just don't know where to crush me at. And it's got too many places that I've stocked up. Too many decoys and trap-filled areas.
Dude, the fucking time it would take to do all that shit, though.
Oh, I'd love it.
You're like, I got time.
All of the time in the world.
I've made so many traps that never came to fruition. Like in my castle area, I built this big old vault area, right? That looks like where I would keep all my stuff, right? And I made it to where if you wanted to go bomb to get to go inside, that the floor would fucking give out to a whole bunch of spikes and everything. Oh.
And then you gotta put the
to get there first, and that's the biggest problem. There was only one way. And you would be assaulted immediately by a shitload of skeletons.
God. Dude, one of the ways... Okay, so I'm not sure how I feel about this. So, you know how we cheesed the game last time? We put up those palisades and we just killed the bosses, cheaply?
And how they just fucking glitched through the level anyway.
Yeah. What do you guys feel about, so the Iron Camp... It's probably the most boring episode ever for those who don't love Exiles, but fuck you. Play the game. It's great. What do we have? Okay, so Iron Camp. Initially, I ran out there and I was like, okay, I got to set something up here. So I made this fucking 4x4 room, right? And I just put down 3 chests, and then I put a furnace, and I started building the stuff on the outside of this, and I was like, eventually we'll expand it. And then Roxo got online, and he, for days, he's like, hey, dude, because I had to stop playing it for a couple days because I had... I was doing a lot of editing for Ultima and finishing up some of that stuff, and so I it was seriously 2 days maybe of me not playing the game, and it felt like forever because I was like, fuck, there's so much I got to do. And then he's like, did you see Iron Camp? And I'm like, no, I didn't see Iron Camp. I never logged on. What he did is he built a stairway next to that, and then there's a platform above it. So the base is still the 4x4 little nub, the nubbins, right? But above it is it's this big tiled spread out area. There's torches everywhere, and there's furnaces and cauldrons. So I'm throwing in half of everything into there's 2 tanneries, 2 cauldrons, 3 furnaces. I've got 2 of them doing iron, 1 of them doing steel with the iron that I get from those 2. And there's a platform up there, and I'm thinking oh man, we could lure that fucking scorpion fuck over here, and then just stand up there with our bows and have archer dudes and just fucking pound them. Is that any less cheap?
You would climb up the stairs.
No, the stairs are small, and the scorpion is massive.
It doesn't matter. They can climb up the stairs.
Dude, I would be amazed. Although if he did that, he would kill every last one of our people. But is that any less cheap than palisading him in? I mean, it kind of feels like it is, but it's also not,
I don't think palisading
them
in is cheap. It's part of the game at this point.
You don't think so?
You could attack him from a cliff, even that he couldn't climb
using
up.
the
you
map.
can climb up the walls and shit. Mean, killing them in any way that you can isn't
people
cheap.
Use pins and all sorts of stuff to hunt all the time. If you wanted to hunt in native style, you scare them into the kill range. You scare them into a pin or something like that. I mean, it is, not like, I'm coming in and fighting you one-on-one. In this fucking game, fighting a fucking boss animal one-on-one is stupid. You're going to fucking
it's also
die.
really, it takes up a lot of resources to make traps, too, so you might as well use whatever way you can.
So you think we should palisade these fucks again?
I mean, yeah.
It's so fucking
That's how
cheap.
you do it.
But yeah, it is kind of...
Unless they can fly like that
dude,
one
you could just make like a wall
sort of
of fucking bomb traps if you had the resources to just fuck it up.
How cheap is it for me to like climb up to a pillar that's outside of the range that the fucking boss could actually attack me at, and just keep peppering it with fucking poison arrows?
Well, I mean, that's what Kent and I did with the spider. Mostly.
Yeah, how is that cheaper?
And I was down there
than
fighting
building
him.
a fucking palisade and
I mean,
being
you
down
could do the same thing with the
range.
great bat. Just climb on top of like the thing from where he can't grab you at, and just snipe him with the poison arrows.
That's what I was doing.
Like any one of those pillars, he can't jump up
The only
to
thing
or
is,
swipe at you.
the only one or two people using poison arrows is enough, because once they get over their stack, there's no point to keep pelting them with poison arrows.
Yeah, that's true. You just kind of give it up and switch back to regular arrows.
So that's why you gotta change between poison stack and bleed stack. Just to keep them both up.
We've been ready though. Like we have so many arrows built, so many like things ready for war, and it's just we're waiting for you guys, man.
We're waiting to come raid your base.
We're waiting for the call.
I'd love to come.
To be answered.
Well, you guys think you're in your strength.
I'm gonna have to like get an elevator and then just make my way to the north. Just fuck all you guys.
Yeah.
That's what I gotta do. Gotta start collecting that resin.
We got plenty of resin.
No, you don't. You don't have nearly enough.
Well, there's never nearly enough of anything in this fucking game. I mean, it's all about just grind more.
Mm-hmm. Now you wonder why more people don't join our server.
Yeah, dude, I fucking made like a sawmill practically when we played last time. Like, I went up to the north, went into this forest, and just like had a bunch of drying racks and fucking started cutting down trees.
Yeah,
and had that just kept that going.
Yeah, I think eventually I'm going to move all of the good thralls away from Noob Camp and stuff like that, and like migrate north fully, because it's tough to have to go all the way back to the beginning to like get legitimate crafting done, like legitimate weapons, flawless stuff. But that's where our dudes are, so it's like, fuck.
Well, that's kind of why I want to put an elevator to the north, because the way that Cam and I found to climb up the wall to get up there, I found a spot where I could put some foundations of like sandstone or whatever down on like the ground and put it all the way up to the wall we climbed up, and then just put an elevator down. Then you could just ride all the way up the wall without having to climb.
Game of Thrones theme song playing the whole time.
Dude, that's exactly what it was. Yeah, it's like fucking just riding an elevator on the fucking ice wall.
Going up the wall. Yeah.
And, yeah, like, there's a lot of great stuff up there. There's a lot of great named thralls and things, too. Just, like...
Yeah, the game is expanding.
There's a bunch of, like, named archers up there that will fuck shit up.
Yeah, the more I'm playing it, like, it's expanding very rapidly. There's so much to do, and there's so many things to see, and it's like, fuck.
There's even an entire city of thralls that you could just, like, subjugate.
Yeah, I messed around with that in the Conan City.
It's not the Conan City, it's a bigger one. Well, actually, maybe, I don't know. It has, like, about the same amount of thralls, but it's more of a village than like, a city.
Yeah. I don't know. It's such an addicting game, too. Like, it takes so much of your time. Like, you don't realize just how much. It's like, oh, wow, man, that was like an hour, and I did nothing. It's like I jump on, and I don't know. I feel like we need to operate this time in a way that we grind a bunch, and then we go fight the bosses. Like, I don't know. It sounds obvious, but like the real fun to me is when we go kill those bosses. When you're teaming up with somebody or a couple people, and you go.
It's
take
honestly
down.
The best part, because those boss fights are surprisingly unique.
Yeah. Especially the Queen. That was really cool. It was like an MMO with like the laser beams flying around. It was really simple.
Gotta kill the golems, and then she fights you.
Yeah. She wants the D, and she comes down. Dude, it was so crazy when we cut her in half at the end. It's like she's like fucking at 6 feet taller than everyone, and then we just fucking middle of her just sprays blood, and her top half flies off. It's a good time. But yeah, I don't know. I just really want to play it all the time, and I can because I'm done with everything else for now. And Craig, you got to get in, man. You got to get in and join. Just don't worry about the side stuff. It's all
What
extra
side stuff?
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. What are you talking about? There's no side stuff in that game.
No, I mean side stuff in your life.
Oh.
Just put aside all others.
It's like there's no side quests in that game. It's all one thing. You just gotta fucking do it.
Yeah.
I gotta make my cabin up there again, up in the north.
Cabin in the woods.
Yeah, dude.
I had a pretty good one. There was like an obscene amount of iron in one area, and it was like thousands of iron.
Oh, dude, the spot that I was at was next to like an obelisk, was overlooking the ice river, was had 2 mammoths, and then had like 3 thrall villages just like around.
Nice.
I could just like take everything, and then there's like next to the bridge that led to the obelisk had like this valley that had nothing but just iron.
Yeah, that's where I was at. Is that valley of iron? It's like
with
just
like
endless,
the spiked teeth looking things coming out of the ground. Yep, that's close to where I had my house at.
That's where I was hanging out near the end last time, and I've got a couple bases that I built in the new one, but it's like we're all together, so it doesn't really matter. It's kind of a waste. But it's still kind of cool to have your own little like retreats, you know.
Yeah,
and it's such a cool. I just like the aesthetic of the game too. So like I enjoy finding these zones and being like, oh, this is a really cool place to set up. Like if I was playing PvP, I would consider coming here,
right?
You know, and just exploring what it would take to actually make a base economical in a specific area,
right? Yeah.
And that's what Cameron was getting at too, with like the fun idea of like, ooh, I could fuck you guys so hard because I know exactly where to go and like what's.
Yeah, so I definitely wouldn't. If it was a PvP type of thing, I wouldn't pull all my resources to build one giant base.
Yeah,
I'd make my resources to build a lot of smaller, hidden, well-guarded bases. So
yeah, and that's kind of what you do in Rust too. I mean. It was just like hide and cower and hope nobody blows you to pieces.
The one larger clan who has the time and resources to get into stuff.
Yeah.
And then like they spend more money to crack your little base than the actual resources you have to pay them off. So
yeah,
they just do it just to fucking wipe you out just because they can.
Yeah, there's so much more to this game than that one though. Like, really. I mean, I haven't played it for years, so it might be different now. I know it is, but the story and, like, just the way it works is way cooler in Conan.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you guys should join us. It's fun. It's a good time. And we'll help alleviate the grind so that you can have fun. And we can have fun, because I don't mind the grind.
Yeah. I'm okay with the grind.
Yeah. It's not that bad, honestly. Like, if
you
know what to do,
it was a little better. I mean, you just fucking breaking apart a like huge ass fucking rock, and then you only get like maybe 15 rocks out of that thing.
Well, that's because you gotta fucking
gotta improve your mining tools.
Yeah, if you get,
there's that, but at the same time, like,
well, that's the game, man. It's just the rich get richer. That's how the world works.
Like fucking using a pickaxe to get bark off of a tree, and then only getting like 1 or 2 bark per tree.
The dead trees
is fucking disgusting.
Greg, I've got a steel pickaxe in the desert, and I go hit those dead trees. It's 6 to 7 a swing. That's fucking crazy. And you need that bark. If you're going to do fucking steel, you need so much fucking bark and, like, skins and, like, just fucking...
The tannery and for the drying racks. And
so much fucking bark and Jesus Christ, everything. But you can do it because you got the good tools. And then you go into that brimstone cave and you kill every last cocksucker in there. You get the brimstone, you leave, you got all their skins and the fucking ore, and you're just overloaded with everything you could possibly ask for. So it's a game that, like, just like in the real world, it gets easier the more you play the game. The longer you live in life, the more shit you acquire and the easier your life becomes, just like in Conan, man. It's a game about life, Craig. You just gotta go. Yeah. It is, even though it might seem like it's a game about death in the beginning, because that's all you do. It's actually about life.
Mm-hmm. So deep.
Yeah, so that's how it is. Anyway, what do you guys want to talk about now?
Any questions, Craig?
Yeah, Craig, we had a question, right?
Oh, yeah, we did have a question. Let me grab that.
It's the 55 minutes, yes. I want to see how much we can push the envelope with Conan Exiles talk. Like,
watching our listener count / download count just slowly drain
drop.
away.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we could do a whole season of Conan Exiles and just say fuck everything else for like 3 months.
Cam needs to
And then we only have
into
like
those books.
5 loyal listeners.
Yeah, but they're like the most loyal people ever. Like, we could do anything and they'd be with us, right?
Well, and just wait till we start talking about one of the other Conan games, like the PS2 one and the PS3 one.
The only
for
way to get
hours
those
on
listeners back is to fucking do a season of Persona.
Yeah, all the Persona games.
Persona 4 is fucking fantastic, and so is the bit that I played of 3. So
Cameron's like, yep, sure.
they're not as long as 5 is, by like 20 hours.
So they're only 70. It's only 70 hours, Cameron. That's all.
Yeah.
It's only 70 hours of misery instead of 90.
That's not bad.
Yeah, just think of it. It's so economical.
Well, my time was only like 80 hours. Cam took like 10 extra hours than I did.
Okay.
All right, so the
I mean,
question...
after 60, does it really matter? It's just ridiculous
Took me
after that.
95
Yeah.
hours to beat that, and it's still below average for that game.
Yeah, the average is like over 100.
Yeah, it's a good thing that we knew about that fucking Reaper thing. It's fantastic. All right, so our question is from Thermination. He says, hello, Nude. Hello again, Nude Clan. Has there been a game that you've each played recently that was ultimately kind of shitty, but you saw potential in it? A game that was basically needs a sequel in order to be refined. For him, it was Vampire. The game had horrible load times, and the combat was a little clunky, but the story was interesting, and he would like to see it continue, and he thinks a sequel could fix the first game's issues and make it overall a better product.
Well, let me tell you.
It's a new way to talk about Conan. All right.
All right, so Conan Exiles. If we're going to be honest, it's not the best game ever.
It could definitely be polished.
But it's really fucking fun. It might not be the greatest game ever, but it can certainly be your favorite. If you're okay with janky bullshit.
And we get another fucking
Yeah, thank you for the follow, I assume.
for the Conan.
Yeah. They love it, man. It's all about that fucking Exiles. It does kind of embody that exact question, though. That's hilarious. Because it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not great per se.
Can we save this with any other game we feel this way about?
Resident Evil Outbreak, I think, is similar. It's like a good game.
Armored Core,
but I'm really into it.
Yeah, I would say Vampire also. I want one of you guys to play it so we can do a review for it because I beat it. But yeah, it was kind of. There are things that I would like to see done better in that game. Also, The Order 1886. I really
that was all polish and nothing else.
Well, I mean, for like graphics wise, but like that game really lacked
substance.
Gameplay.
It was all just
the story.
It was all just polished.
The story was interesting.
All it was fucking
but
a framework that they got shining to like a beautiful brilliance.
The gameplay and the story were interesting and great. Everything else about it,
they didn't get
kind of shitty.
They didn't get down there and build something fantastic, but little clunky, little gritty.
Even if they had like some kind of subpar multiplayer, would have put some measure of like replayability in that game. But
it was nothing but polish and a polished fucking turd. That's all it was.
Yeah. But I do think like that game was interesting enough to merit a sequel, but have them fix all of that game's problems.
Yeah.
For me, also Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, not necessarily that it's shitty, but there was a lot of stuff that I didn't like that I feel like could be easily polished with a sequel. Also, if they added like a co-op thing to that game, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Co-op for that would be really fucking cool.
Yeah, taking on those robots with friends.
Because
like if they have like the traps and stuff, all those different mechanics, that it would easily make a great co-op multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Especially if they added some kind of super bosses that you could go take on.
I just don't get your dislike. Like, how much cooler can you possibly get than blowing off chunks of a machine and using it to fuck the machine? Like,
that was cool, and honestly, it's the most unique part of that game. But it's mostly like, I didn't like the weapons. They weren't different enough. You literally have like 3 different bows, and all the different arrow types were literally just the same version on every different bow. There was nothing different.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then you had like the weird other trap weapons that were kind of cool, but they weren't as effective or as good as the bows. And so you just used the fucking one bow that like either like exploded all the armor off of a dude, and then used the precision shot bow and for the extra damage, and then that's it. That's literally all you do. Because at that point, it's basically just broken. You just destroy everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if there are any other games that I've like obsessed over that I know are not really that great.
Well, I mean, is there anything that was like interesting that just didn't live up to
something
the
that was
potential
like
you saw in it?
Borderline, like you could really get into it, but just something lacked.
I don't know. Maybe Borderlands. I mean, I like Borderlands, but like, I don't know. When I was playing it with Craig, I wasn't like in love with the game.
I mean,
yeah,
that
the
could just
first
be
one
because
is interesting, and I do
didn't
like
it,
the super bosses in there that are kind of cool.
For me, I feel like Armored Core France is a perfect example of something that's like a framework of something great, but
isn't quite where it could
needs a little more work on it to make it like excellent.
Yeah,
they definitely needed to add like more environments. And better graphics to that game.
Yeah. Even though Joe's
it was literally just
PlayStation
like
2 just chugged along.
It was literally just like 4 arenas, and that's pretty much it for that game.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, here's the sea level, here's the desert level, here's like a mountain kind of level, and here's a deserted city level.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I either dislike the things or I like them. It's kind of tough to like think of a game that has a really great idea, but it just fell short. I don't know. It's easier with like movies and stuff. I feel. I don't know what game I've like was disappointed at what it could have been as opposed to what it is.
I would like to see some Shadow of Mordor stuff transferred into another game. Not necessarily like Lord of the Rings stuff, but like the enemy system that they kind of had,
the Nemesis system.
Yeah, like and then sharing your body with like a ghost to gain powers kind of thing. Like they didn't really explore that too much. It was literally just like, oh well, the ghost is just like, oh, he has a bow, and that's it. That was like your ranged ability.
Yeah,
they could have like done more with the powers you gained. I think
they could have. Yeah, that could have been pretty cool. I don't know though. I think both of those games are really great. So, being the only one here that actually beat the second one, I feel like I can.
Yeah.
I feel like I can truly state that.
Yeah, you think you can? What about you, Cam? Any other games that you think?
I'm trying to think of another one.
Potential. You know what? Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I know everybody loves that game, but I fucking hate the way they did the weapons in that game.
I feel like
literally
a good example is
fucking
Battlefield
hate it.
5, where they fucked up the potential the game could have had. They're starting to get there now, but
literally every Battlefield is not as good as 4.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people's
and then it
favorite's
never will
3.
be again.
Yeah,
3 was
3 is
okay,
good,
but I feel like 4 definitely did 3 better.
Yeah, I think so too. 4 has better maps, better controls, better gameplay.
I like the sniping in 4 a lot better. I can actually use weapons that are other than the sniper in Battlefield 4, unlike every other Battlefield game. So,
Yeah. I just don't want to use other weapons, but I can, and 4, I guess, is probably the most approachable as far as that.
yeah. Plus, there was like cool stuff, like you could fill an elevator full of claymores and have people fucking ride up and then just die.
Yeah, that or like the 4-wheelers with the fucking...
attaching the C4 to the thing, jumping off and then blowing up a building with it. Yeah,
Especially when you get a fucking... Oh, getting a helicopter with C4 is so fucking sweet, dude.
just jumping out, watching it fall, and then blowing it up.
Or, I mean, I launched a fucking a 4-wheeler with C4 at a helicopter and killed it one time. I'm like, holy fuck. It's like the most Hollywood thing that's ever happened in this game. It's fucking, oh god, it's coming, the C4 truck. I got banned.
it's still so sad you couldn't do that to horses in Battlefield 1.
I know,
Oh
how
my
fucking
God.
lame.
Fucking shove a stick of dynamite up its ass, then have it smack it, and then it just runs off, and then you're just like, yes.
Yeah, just fucking chunks everywhere.
It gores it, takes out a couple other dudes as it stampedes over them, and then just kills the last guy by blowing up.
Yeah, that's a very large missed opportunity. That's almost as much of a missed opportunity as like the prosthetics in Battlefield 5, the joke that Cameron had, where you just like somebody gets gibbed and then they just fucking crudely shove the prosthetic arm into
Missed
the hole.
opportunity. Fucking, like, because, the prosthetics were in the trailers, but you don't really, like, see them in, like, the game itself. I think they just kind of, like, dropped that idea. But if it was, like, a certain level of injury within the game, like, fucking be able to, like, slapping on a prosthetic during, like, the revive animation, and then the character has that for the rest of that match.
Yeah, I'm talking.
Dude, oh man! And then you kill that guy, and then you could pick up the prosthetic weapon and start using that as your melee weapon instead of your knife.
Yeah, like how awesome would that be? Your guy gets his leg cut
Missed
off,
fucking opportunity.
and you get the little animation. You're holding the leg; it's spurting blood. This guy comes up, the medic. He pulls out like a fucking robot leg and just shoves it in the hole that's like left over, and then you just stand up and start running on this fucking robo leg. Like that sounds fucking sweet, dude. I would play the shit out of that. I would do nothing but medic just to see these like these fucking cyborg or these.
Yeah, you get this one guy running around that's like missing both of his legs and both of his arms.
I would be determined to replace as many parts on as many people as possible. So it's just like 90%
Walking
robot,
around like a fucking, like, peg leg starfish.
Yeah. I would want like, okay, try to get your arms blown off, and then they blow the arms off. All right, go for the legs now. Like, try to get attacked with just your legs.
Oh my god! Okay, and then like the next Battlefield, it's like in the future, and then they have like a medical tent. You get a guy in there. You got to do a fucking heart transplant. It's just a robotic fucking heart for him.
Yeah.
So then you get like a dude who's literally just a robot now and is fucking running out there.
Battlefield Medic 6.
Dude, that would be fucking awesome, honestly, if you could just run a medical tent in fucking Battlefield.
Yeah. I love
one of the medic's abilities, set up a tent, and then dudes like carry the other guys in there on like a stretcher. Then you fucking like start taking care of the guy until he can like leave
it becomes
again
one
and
of
go
those
battle.
like it's like a surgeon, one of those surgeon games. It's a little mini game where you have to like cut open their skin, pull the flaps back, like find the issue, stop it, save them, and then send their ass back out. And it's in all in real time, so people that are downed are brought in, and you have to like save as many of them as fast as you can.
Oh my god, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty cool little mini game. Actually, that's a pretty good idea. It's not as good of an idea as the fucking robo attachments, but it's close.
Oh man, now I want Battlefield Medic Tent to come out.
They might as well. They did Hardline. Like, fuck it. They're not.
That one's like a joke game, apparently. I didn't know that.
Hardline?
Yeah. They have like a bunch of stuff that's in there that's like just hilarious, like the reloads.
I mean, they have funny reloads in Battlefield 5 that they worked into, but it's like a super low % chance they get those funny reloads. Like with the Battlefield 5, with like the new M1 Garand, there's it's like a low % chance that you get Garand thumb. Where when you're pushing down the clip, you're not holding the release, and so that slams on your thumb. You have to yank it out. In Battlefield 1, if you had 13 shots left in one of the guns and you go to reload it, it would play Jack in the Box as you wind the belt back.
Nice.
I mean, they're known to putting funny or Easter egg reloads in their game. So
yeah, that'd be sweet.
I just saw one for Hardline where like takes the clip out, then throws the gun, and then pulls another gun out, and then shoves the clip back into the new gun, and then he just like has the full clip.
Yeah,
nice.
Wasn't there one where he like when you're reloading the RPG, he like fucking flips the rocket and catches it and then keeps going? I think I saw that one.
I don't know, but that would be sweet.
Yeah. Well, fuck. I mean, what do we talk about now? Let's fucking. I don't know of any other games that really fit that. Yeah. You know, yeah. I feel like I've said yeah a lot today. Yes, yeah. You feel like that? Yeah.
I feel like in the last few seconds you've said yeah quite a few times too.
It's been about 50% of my dialogue in the last few seconds. Now, the longer I talk without saying yeah, the less it becomes, of course. But
yeah.
Have you just replaced with yeah? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
or they're both on the same level, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
So cool. I mean, I guess this episode's basically about Conan Exiles, and the question was about Conan Exiles.
I mean, it wasn't about Conan Exiles, but it fit Conan Exiles in a way that it became Conan Exiles.
Yeah, but then.
And we lost all of our Twitch viewers too, which we could probably take to you know as the larger audience that our podcast reaches probably won't feel very nice about us dedicating a whole episode.
I wonder because they just don't understand the Conan Exiles.
Yeah, I wonder
if they joined us while
once
we played
you have been exiled yourself. You just don't understand it.
Yeah, once you experience the very subpar voice acting and many things about it.
I mean, it's mostly like it's fun to play in a group, and that's why it's like pretty addictive.
Yeah,
because it's a very group-based game. Like you could probably try it solo, but it would be much harder with the grind and the like boss fights. It would just suck without a bunch of people helping out.
Kind of want to do it though. Like solo run, no thralls.
No thralls?
Yeah.
God, dude, that's the only solace you'd have.
Well, no physical attacker thralls. You can have like carpenter thralls and stuff like that, so you can make legendary items. But although the true hardcore run, you turn down the resource gain to 0.1, and then you everything is just nerfed by 10, and no thralls at all. So you have to do base weapons. Beat the whole game. How many thousands of hours?
Beat the game with just fucking like iron swords.
It wouldn't work.
You could do steel.
They'd wear out so fast.
Well, you just take in like 4 weapons to each boss fight. Just interchange them.
No.
I mean, don't you feel like we ruined the game last time when we turned up the resource gain so high? Because I feel like it was just done.
No, it wasn't. It just made it easier for because we wanted to make bases, and that's what it was for. Like
even Joe, he only played the game long enough to build a terrible tower, and then he left.
Yeah, and then I mean, we have the weapons, which it's not really that much of an advantage because like you can go to other areas. Like if we went to the north from the very beginning and we managed to kill a couple thralls, they'd drop hardened steel weapons, which is way more advanced than anything we'd have at that point. So it's not really an advantage.
Except those killing people up in the north is real hard for someone with not steel weapons.
But if we went we went up there with just like iron weapons, and we had like 4 of us, and we had a couple thralls, even animal thralls, we would fuck them up.
Huh. I'd like to see that, because I don't know who'd win who, especially
well,
if we
those
ambush
northern
Freya.
thralls, they don't have shields. At least most of them don't.
Yeah, but they're fucking...
and they still have level 1
Armor's real
thralls that are that drop
my
the hardened
favorite,
steel.
one of my favorite things to do is to bait one thrall at a time to come after you, and
Yeah,
you
and
pull them
that's-
into a line of your own thralls, all with truncheons, and you just shield as your fucking thralls beat down the one person trying to get you.
It is fantastic. That's exactly what I did. To
You
get
just
my
sit
army
there,
of
and then
thralls.
with your shield up, and they bounce off your shield, and as soon as they start attacking you, thralls just fucking as you're holding their attention.
That's honestly another way to get hardened steel weapons, because like when you convert them, they all just have hardened steel, whatever bow.
Oh
or
yeah, I've taken some
sword
pretty
or
fucking great weapons off of thralls. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
what are you doing with that? Like, give me that shit.
No, that's not for you.
that's for me
That's
now.
Master's weapon, man. Give me that. Get that shit up. How did you not kill me?
Oh man, it's the game. Like you have to make a thrall line. Just a line of thralls you tell to kind of wait outside of a village, and then you go in, kite them one by one into your line of thralls.
It's like the fucking Rodney King
If you haven't done
beatings.
that
He's
yet,
got, like,
if you haven't done that yet, you haven't played the game yet.
It's fucking beat the shit out of one guy.
You get oh man, I did that too. Like I'd build my walls and then have like 3 thralls waiting with just truncheons, and then I'd like run out to a city, get one to like chase me, and then the 3 of them would start beating the shit out of him with like the steel truncheons. Then I'd get my steel truncheon out, beat the shit out of him too, then just drag him over to one of my fucking wheels of pain. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah,
And especially being like up in the north when you're right next to a bunch of towns. Oh, it's like thrall farming city. You get so many thralls doing that.
nice. Yeah, so if you guys want to join us, the server's Nude Clan Exiles.
Talking more about Conan. Jesus, can we just stop talking about Conan for like 1 fucking minute?
No.
This practically is our review. It's like the long review. Just listen to all our talk about
Dude,
Conan.
no, it's actually perfect now. It's like, dude, our fucking Conan review is just as grindy as the game itself. Just the fucking hours we put our listeners through to listen to it. Just little bits at a time.
Yeah,
Just like,
yeah.
it's the fucking grind that the fucking review
Oh my
has to
God.
be.
And then when we finally do a Conan review, we're just going to have to like splice all of our Conan talk from every episode into one giant
Release like
Conan
Release like
episode.
a 13-hour podcast.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I need you to scour the past and find every mention of
And
Conan
we keep
Exiles.
fucking talking about the same thing over and over again all the time about this fucking game, which is perfect because you keep fucking mining the same resources over and over again.
You need so much steel, dude. It's like, just to even mine the steel, you need so much steel. To fucking turn it into, or to mine the iron, you need so much steel. Or to mine the, Jesus Christ, to get steel, you need so much iron. And just to get the iron, you need so much steel. It's like, it's so fucking circular. It's like I can gain
and
6
then your
steel
fucking
bars, but I have to use
weapons just
5.
degrade, and you need to carry like the steel on
Yeah,
you
the
to
weapon
repair your
degradation
weapons.
is-
It's just-
Painful.
I usually have the flawless, so I can't even repair them. That's why when we fought the queen the first time, when we lost, I was using a fucking pickaxe because like my weapon broke, and I was like, we were locked in the room, and I was like, fuck it, let's kill these things. And I was pickaxing the stone guys, which I think should have done like triple damage since they're made of rock, right? But the game didn't think so. But when we went back, we fucked her hard. Like, I died because I ran out of stamina and I got cornered, but you can actually run back in. And I just picked up my shit and then we beat the shit out of her. That was yesterday, and then I went to work. It's good. It's a good time. But yeah, that's a great idea for the Conan review right there. Like, we don't even actually review it. We just talk about it endlessly. And then, like, you
Vaguely give it scores through all of our talking, and
Yeah.
then just like eventually have
if I were
a
to ever give it a rating on design, it'd probably be
Yeah, exactly. Just like in passing, we give it scores.
Yeah, but not at the same time.
And then at the end of the year, we're like, hey, we've already released the Conan review. It's up to you guys to piece it together.
Yeah.
Dun dun.
And like we don't even go in order. It's not even like.
And Owen's like, we gave you guys an Easter egg. Go have fun. You're like, yeah, but we don't fucking care about Conan. Why would we ever go
exactly. That's a great idea. That's a great Easter egg idea for the Nude Clan Easter egg, the Conan Exiles review. It's not really an Easter egg if you tell everybody about it, but I mean, it's Conan, so it is what it is.
The eventual Conan cast, we just like do that 13-hour episode for the Conan Exiles, and then we just do everything else Conan related.
That's right. I think that's going to be it, though. I don't have any more Conan Exiles to share at the moment. I mean, I'll have more next week, so don't you worry. But for now, guys, I'm sorry. Going to have to cut it off. Follow us on Patreon. Support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Nude Clan Podcast. Follow us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Nude Clan Gaming. You can tweet me at UFF Podcast.
Me at Obsidian Ba.
Me at Nude Clan Cam.
You can tweet the podcast at Nude Clan Podcast. That's where we have our polls and just a general great way to get in touch with us. We have a Discord channel. Please join the Discord channel. It's a great place. It's a good way to get in touch with us and other listeners and organize, little fun events or whatever the fuck you want to do. And that is in the Twitter. It's a pinned tweet on our Twitter, so please join that. Come hang out there. And please hang out in Conan Exiles with us. The server is Nude Clan Exiles, nude in brackets, and the password is in the nude, capital I, capital. Basically, every first
word
letter
is capitalized.
Yeah, the first letter of each word is capitalized. So come join us, hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. We'll get you past the grind, and we'll get you fighting some bosses, because that's really what the game's about. And, well, it's about life, but, life is full of bosses that you gotta fight. Right? But until next time, guys.
Enjoy the nude.
It's time to get good.
Live always in the nude. Let's do some Hog League. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Hog League. Week 7 results. By week 7, I actually mean week... week 7, Jesus. So, the results, the matchups. Let's go with the matchups first. Schweitz the Sweatmeisters against the Doesn't Counts. Romager's Rompers against the Most Offensives. The Step Motherfuckers against Chase's Place. The Dukes of Death against A for Last Place. Matunica's Heroes against Abrak cracking his fucking whip. My Sweatmeisters, we win 395 to 286. Top Schwettmeister, Allibug. Top DC, Jake. Romager's Rompers fall to the Most Offensives, 314 to 192. Top Most Offensive Player by Nature, Top Romper, Simon Parker. The Step Motherfuckers crush Chase and his place, 830 to 47. Top Step Motherfucker, Irat, and top and only Chase. Dukes of Death actually fall to A4 Extreme, A for Last Place, 481 to 439. Top A4, Arrowbeard. Top Duke of Death, the Combaticon Duke himself. Matunica's Heroes, Blast, Abrak and his whip, 431 to 234. Top Hero, Porcupine Racer. Top Whip is Alleg. Guys, this week's matchup, me and my Schwettmeisters against Matunica's Heroes. That's going to be fun. Dukes of Deaths against Romager's Rompers. Abrak cracks his whip against Chase's Place. That's quite the fucking sentence right there. The Doesn't Counts against A for Last Place, and the Step Motherfuckers against the Most Offensive. So guys, get in, log your hog, have fun, play Death Stranding, I guess. That's probably why a lot of points are lower this week. I noticed a bunch of you guys on PSN playing that bad boy. That's a big game. So have fun, guys, and as always, please, if anything else, live always in the nude.
Yeah!